I often get asked, I want training in Office 365. Now that statement on its own, what does that really mean? Because I think people don't have an understanding of what it means to say Office 365. So Office 365 is actually made up of lots of applications that are available for the desktop, for the web, and for mobile. My name is Analia Pisani from AZ Solutions, and I offer Microsoft Office training, both face-to-face and virtual. Now, Office 365 in a nutshell, let me explain it, is the latest version of Office, of Microsoft Office. It's whatever is currently out there in the marketplace. So for example, at the moment, the version is 2019. That is the latest one. Now, you can run out to Officeworks and purchase Office 2019, which will give you the desktop version only. Which also means if there are any updates, any new features that Microsoft comes up with, you're not going to be getting them. But what comes with that Office 2019 is your stock standard, your Word, your Excel, your PowerPoint, your Access, your Outlook, and your OneNote. With Office 365, it's actually a subscription. You still have the two for home and for business. So for home, giving you the basics, the essentials, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, so forth. And then you have for business. Now for business, tangents off into a couple of different versions. You have the business basic, you have a standard, and then you also have a premium. With Office 365, you still get your Word, your Excel, your PowerPoint. You get it for the desktop, for the web, and for mobile. But on top of that, you get a whole bunch of other apps that people are just not aware of that actually come with it. So for example, I'll run through the main ones, and there are a lot more than what I'm going to go through, but there's OneDrive. So OneDrive is your cloud-based tool for storing all of your files. The idea of having it in the cloud is that you can access it from anywhere, again, from the web, from the desktop, and from your mobile. The idea is to be able to share, and when you have files on your desktop, they're synchronized to what you have available for the web. Power BI is another app. Power BI is a software that it's sort of like an extension to Excel, that you get a whole bunch of data that you can manipulate, bring together, and then display it visually. Now, when we display it visually, the terminology is dashboards. Teams is the most popular one. I guess a lot of people are using Teams right now. So Teams is like your Zoom or Adobe Connect or any other virtual meeting software that's out there. So with Teams, the idea is to communicate with your co-workers using the chat and using the virtual meeting areas there. Keep in mind that when you launch into Teams, on the top on the right, there's a little plus sign, and that's your Add Tab button. That Add Tab button there feeds off into endless add-ins that you can add. Like you can add Planner, you can add Excel, you can add Power BI, Planner, Power BI. So you can continuously add, and it's quite a lot of items under there. So part of the Office 365 suite is SharePoint. So SharePoint is a cloud-based collaboration tool, so a place where you can go in with your co-workers and share files and share documents. SharePoint is connected to your OneDrive, and it's actually connected to Teams as well. Planner is a to-do list tool. It's the difference between using Planner and using To-Do, which is part of Outlook, is that with Planner you can track and filter tasks that have been assigned to groups. The idea is with Planner, it gives you reports. So I would consider going into Planner if you were a manager, a supervisor, somebody who has to monitor tasks that others have been assigned to, or that the group needs to be grouped team needs to be aware of, then I would be using Planner as opposed to the To-Do. To-Do is, again, a task, but it's more about your own personal tasks, your own personal list of achievements that you need to get done. And the To-Do is available via the web and your mobile, which is nice to have on your mobile as well. Sway is, I consider it a simpler version of PowerPoint, a way of displaying things in a pretty way, but it's very simple. It's not the depth that of tools that you have when you use PowerPoint. So Sway is only available on the web. Planner is only available on the web. Then you have Forms. So Forms is, again, web-based only. It's just a questionnaire type tool that you can have, share it with people and collect responses. We have Booking, so we can have a booking system that's online and available on your mobile as well. So great tool for small business. It's all built into the Office 365. Just go into the apps launcher on the top left hand side and then go to all apps, and then that's where you can search for some of these other tools like Forms, Bookings, Whiteboards. So with the Bookings, you could use the Bookings for, like, imagine like a hairdressing salon or a dentist, dental office. You can set up your booking system through Office 365 here. There's also Flow, which is now called Power Automate. Power Automate, it's think of it as a bunch of macros and rules that you can create. Rules like automatically upload certain videos and then send them off to Twitter. Save email attachments to OneDrive. So annual emails, making them automated, like happy birthday to blah, 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 and send the same email every year. That's what this Power Automate can do, and that's only just scratching the surface. It's pretty endless, and there's a lot of templates in there. So if you go, I don't know what I might want automated, start off with the templates, have a look at the array that they've got there, and that'll give you some ideas of what you can start to automate out of your work environment. We also have a whiteboard that you can use in conjunction when you're working with your teams. So when you're doing a virtual meeting in Teams, you can fire up the whiteboard where you can write some text, insert some pictures, do some basic shapes, and that's going to be available on the web, on the desktop, and on the mobile. So you could have on your PC, you'd be running your virtual meeting, having everything up there, but maybe get people to do something on their mobile phone just to deter their eyes from looking at one screen and going off to another screen. Just gives you another way of interacting. Or you can still have it off on your second or third monitor and have your whiteboard on the side there. There's a tool called My Analytics. Now this app shows you how you're spending your work time. Now, this is not something new. You can access this information, but to collect it and put it in a coherent, easy way to then display, it's going to be time consuming. So My Analytics actually does it all for you. It gives you the tools to assign yourself some time to focus on whatever you want. It shows you trends. Do you have enough time, enough uninterrupted time to get your work done? It shows you reports on a daily basis and breaks it down, break down your quiet days. It also has a button that's a tab on the side there for well-being. What percentage of your time are you spending on your meetings, on your emails, on your chats? So it's quite an interesting tool. Now, as a workplace, if you use a lot of educational videos, you can upload them in one place and then from there share them to your different teams and channels. And that's using the tool called Stream. So you can upload. Now, once you upload your videos, you still do need to direct people to let them know that they're, where they are and where they can access them. So it's a matter of still copying, uploading it all to the one place. It's easy for you to search and find them via different means. And you can copy the link and then send that link off in the chat, or send them an email to let them know that, hey, I've uploaded a video, you need to watch it by this date, this time, or during a meeting, we're going to spend, 3 minutes or 30 seconds or whatever, however long your video is, and we're going to be watching this video. So that's just some of the apps. And as I said, there are still even more apps, and there's always, it's an evolving thing, so there's always going to be something new coming up as well. So I hope that gives you some explanation about what is Office 365, so that when somebody says, right, I want some training in Office 365, you need to pause and say, yes, exactly in what area, and also ask them, is it desktop or web? Because when you're wanting to be taught in Word or Excel or PowerPoint for the desktop, it is very different for the web. The web version doesn't have all of the features. Thank you for listening. My name is Analia Pisani from AZ Solutions. In the details areas, I've also put some links that will help you further in the explanation of some of these apps.